All right, so this week we're diving into AI and the future of work.
Ooh, very timely.
Right, everyone's talking about it, and, there's a lot of information out there, and,
A lot of hype.
yeah, exactly. A lot of hype, a lot of anxiety, but we're going to cut through all that.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of articles, research reports, even some firsthand accounts.
It's fascinating, right? We've got, looking at all this stuff together,
Yeah,
it really paints this really interesting picture.
yeah.
We're seeing AI changing everything.
Uh-huh.
It's shaking up jobs we thought were safe,
Yeah.
but it's also creating these brand new fields.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting about it, right? It's like a double-edged sword.
Totally.
It's like we see these reports saying millions of jobs are going to be lost,
Right.
but then millions more are going to be created.
Yeah.
Take this one statistic, for example.
Yeah.
One source predicts AI could eliminate 85 million jobs by 2025,
Wow.
but also create 97 million new ones.
So it's not just about jobs disappearing.
Right.
It's a total shift in what skills you need.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like a whole reshuffling of the deck.
Yeah, it's not robots versus humans.
Right.
It's more like,
Yeah.
how do we work together?
Yeah. Are we ready for this?
That's the question.
And that's what we're here to find out.
Yeah, let's dig in.
Let's start with the jobs that are already feeling the heat.
Okay, the ones on the brink.
On the brink.
So a lot of the sources point to this one thing. If a job has a lot of repetitive tasks,
Uh-huh.
that's where AI is coming in.
Like those predictable things you do over and over.
Exactly, those are the most vulnerable.
So think like assembly lines,
Yeah.
data entry, even some customer service stuff.
We're already seeing it.
And we've got some pretty crazy examples.
Yeah.
Remember that Tesla factory in Fremont?
Uh-huh.
They brought in those AI robots on the assembly line
Okay.
and cut their welding staff by 75%.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people.
Huge shift, and that was just in a couple of years. And it's not just manufacturing. Either agriculture is getting hit, too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
John Deere, the tractor company,
Yeah.
they're using these AI-guided tractors
Oh, wow.
that can plant and harvest crops, like, super precisely.
So less need for farm workers.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what AI can do,
It is.
but I get why people are a little freaked out.
Oh, yeah. Change is scary, especially when it's your job.
Totally. But I keep thinking back to what you said earlier,
Oh, but-
AI being a tool.
Right, exactly.
It's not good or bad on its own.
It's how we use it.
Exactly. We need to understand it.
Yeah.
Figure out how to work with it.
And make sure people aren't left behind.
Okay, so we've talked about robots on assembly lines and tractors in the fields.
Right.
Where else is AI making waves?
Data processing is another big one.
Okay, so like
All those jobs that deal with lots of numbers and paperwork,
data entry clerks, payroll administrators, insurance claim processors.
all that, yeah, those are prime targets for AI.
Because AI is good at that kind of thing.
Oh, it excels at it fast and accurate.
I read this report from McKinsey.
Uh-huh.
They said 30% of tasks in 60% of occupations
Wow.
could be automated by 2030.
That's a huge chunk of the workforce.
It is. Are there any real world examples of this happening already?
Oh, tons. JP Morgan Chase, they have this platform called Kuine.
Coin.
Yeah, Kuine. It can review thousands of contracts in seconds.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. It used to take their legal team forever to do that.
Wow. So if AI can do it that much faster
Mm,
and probably more accurately,
yeah,
what happens to those data processing jobs?
that's the big question.
Right.
Some people think they'll just vanish completely.
Oh, wow.
Others say it'll be more of a shift.
Okay.
Like maybe instead of being replaced entirely, workers will need to level up,
Okay.
focus on those tasks that require human judgment.
So it's not necessarily jobs disappearing,
Right.
but they're definitely changing.
Yeah, they're evolving. We're all going to have to adapt.
Okay, I'm getting that message loud and clear. So we've covered manufacturing, agriculture, data processing. What about customer service?
Well, customer service is definitely feeling the AI heat.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
How often do you call a company and end up talking to a robot?
All the time.
Right.
Seriously, it feels like half my calls are with bots.
It's getting more and more common.
Yeah, companies love it.
They can just use those AI chatbots
Right.
to handle all those basic questions.
Exactly. And then the human agents,
Yeah.
they can focus on the more complicated stuff.
Gartner predicts 85% of customer service interactions will be AI-powered by 2025.
Wow, 85%. That's most of it.
It is, and that's not even counting all those self-checkout kiosks popping up everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Retail is getting a major AI makeover.
It is. Cashiers are definitely on the decline.
For sure, but it's not just cashiers.
Right.
Even those sales associate positions are going to look different.
How so?
Well, AI can answer basic questions, help customers find stuff. So those remaining retail employees, they're going to need more tech skills and be better at that one-on-one customer interaction.
Okay, so we've got robots building cars, algorithms, analyzing data, AI, handling our customer service calls.
Yep, the future is now.
It really is. So what's next? What other jobs are on the chopping block?
Several sources point to something called predictable analytical jobs.
Predictable analytical jobs.
Yeah, those are jobs where you analyze data and make decisions based on set rules.
Okay.
Think financial analysts, loan underwriters, even radiologists.
Wow, so even highly skilled jobs aren't safe.
Nope, AI is coming for those too.
Any examples of that in action?
Oh yeah, there's this fascinating study in Nature.
Uh-huh.
They found that AI can now detect cancers in MRIs 30% faster than human experts.
Seriously?
Yeah, and with better accuracy too.
That's both amazing and a little terrifying.
Right, AI is getting really good at things we thought only humans could do.
So it's not just blue-collar jobs.
Nope.
AI's coming for those white-collar professions too.
A whole new ballgame.
But if AI is getting so good at analyzing data and making decisions,
Yeah,
what happens to human judgment? Where does that fit in?
that's a huge question.
Right.
And one we'll be exploring more as we go deeper into all this.
Okay, good, because I have a lot more questions.
I bet.
The main takeaway here is that AI is changing the landscape of work fast.
Fast and furious.
And it's not just about jobs disappearing.
Right.
It's about a shift in skills and responsibilities.
And how we work with technology.
Okay, so before we move on, let's talk about another sector that's facing big changes.
Okay, which one?
Transportation and logistics.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Are those jobs safe, or are robots going to be driving our trucks soon?
We're already seeing self-driving trucks being tested.
Right. I've seen those headlines.
Yeah, and buses and delivery vehicles, too.
So it's just a matter of time.
It seems like one report predicts a potential loss of 4.4 million U.S. transportation jobs.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
It is, and it highlights the need to help those workers transition to new roles.
Yeah, we can't just leave them stranded.
Exactly. We need to make sure they have the skills they need to thrive in this new world.
So transportation is in for a major upheaval.
For sure.
What other industries are on the AI hit list?
Retail's another one that's facing a big transformation.
Really? I mean, beyond just the self-checkout thing.
Yeah, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 7% decline in retail jobs by 2031.
And they're saying that's mainly due to AI.
A lot of it, yeah. I mean,
Right.
think about it. We're already seeing those automated checkout systems everywhere.
Uh-huh, like those Amazon Ghost stores.
Exactly. And AI is also being used for inventory management, personalized recommendations, even dynamic pricing strategies.
So AI is basically taking over a lot of the tasks that used to be done by humans.
Pretty much.
Wow, okay, so we've got robots building cars, algorithms, analyzing data, AI handling customer service calls, driving our trucks, and running our stores.
It's a lot.
It is...
What about creative fields, though?
Oh, interesting question.
Are those jobs safe from automation, or is AI coming for artists and musicians, too?
That's a hot topic, right?
Now, AI can't truly replicate human creativity,
Uh-huh.
but it can definitely augment it and even automate certain parts of the creative process.
Okay, so it's not going to replace artists and musicians,
Not entirely.
but it's going to change the way they work.
Exactly.
How?
Well, think about those AI tools that can generate music, write poems, or even create visual art.
I've seen some of that stuff. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's getting really sophisticated.
So AI is becoming a tool for creatives,
Definitely.
but I can see how that could also be a little scary.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's a lot of debate about how AI will impact the creative industries.
Right. Some people are worried it will devalue creativity.
Yeah. Or even lead to job losses for creative professionals.
So what's the takeaway here for artists and musicians and writers?
The sources suggest that they'll need to adapt
Okay.
by focusing on those aspects of creativity that are uniquely human.
Like what?
Things like emotional intelligence, originality, the ability to connect with an audience on a deeper level.
So AI might be able to write a catchy jingle,
Yeah.
but it's not going to replace the human touch in music, art, or storytelling.
I think that's a safe bet for now, at least.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, exploring how AI is disrupting jobs across a wide range of industries.
Yeah, we've painted a pretty bleak picture so far.
But remember that statistic we talked about earlier?
About,
AI eliminating millions of jobs, but also creating millions more.
oh, right.
Yeah,
It's not all doom and gloom.
exactly. So let's shift gears and talk about those emerging roles.
Okay.
The ones where human ingenuity meets AI power.
The jobs of the future.
Exactly. The jobs that are being born out of this technological revolution.
The exciting stuff.
It is. And what's really interesting is that these new roles,
Yeah.
they often require a mix of technical skills
Uh-huh.
and those uniquely human qualities.
That's what we're talking about.
Exactly. So let's dive into the specifics.
Okay.
What kind of jobs are popping up in this AI-driven world?
Well, the top of the list is AI development and governance. These are the people building training, refining all those AI systems.
So the people behind the curtain.
Exactly. And it's a rapidly growing field,
I bet.
attracting some of the brightest minds in tech.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to be at the forefront of this revolution?
Right.
But I gotta admit, when I hear AI development and governance,
Mm-hmm.
it all sounds a bit abstract.
Yeah. It's a mouthful.
Can you break it down for us? Like, what are the actual jobs?
Sure. So you've got AI trainers. They teach AI systems how to learn and make decisions.
Okay.
Then you've got prompt engineers. They craft those text prompts that guide AI output.
So they're like AI whisperers?
Kind of. Yeah, like giving instructions to a really advanced computer program.
Interesting.
And then you've got ethics auditors.
Oh, yeah. Those are the folks making sure AI is used responsibly.
Exactly. They're super important.
And then you've got compliance specialists making sure everything's legal and above board.
Right. It's a whole ecosystem of roles dedicated to building and managing this new technology.
Those sound like some pretty important jobs, especially those ethics auditors.
Oh, they're crucial.
Because if AI is going to be making decisions that impact our lives,
Uh-huh.
we want those decisions to be ethical.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want AI running amok.
Not a good look.
Nope. So these roles are becoming more and more vital.
It's like they're the gatekeepers.
Yeah, making sure AI benefits humanity as a whole.
So it's not just about building cool technology.
Right.
It's about building it responsibly.
Exactly. And those who can do that are in high demand.
I bet one source said OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
they're paying their prompt engineers like $335,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah, so being an AI whisperer pays pretty well.
It does, but it's not just about the money.
Right.
These roles offer the chance to be part of something truly groundbreaking.
It's about shaping the future.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. Okay, so beyond AI development, what other new opportunities are emerging?
Well, one area that's super interesting is human-AI collaboration.
Human AI collaboration.
Yeah, these are roles where humans and AI team up,
Okay, I like where this is going.
each playing to their strengths to achieve things that neither could do alone.
Okay, doing some examples.
Sure, like think about AI-assisted healthcare diagnosticians.
Okay.
These are doctors who use AI tools to analyze patient data, identify potential diagnoses, and make more informed decisions.
So AI is like a second opinion?
Kinda, yeah,
Yeah.
but a super-powered second opinion.
I like it.
Or think about legal AI analysts.
Okay.
They use AI to sift through mountains of legal documents, saving time and increasing accuracy.
So AI is like their research assistant.
Exactly, and those are just a couple of examples.
So it's not about AI taking over.
Right.
It's about AI amplifying human potential.
Exactly. It's a tool that helps us do our jobs better, smarter, more effectively.
I love that idea. So AI is creating new opportunities for those who are willing to adapt
Definitely.
and embrace this new way of working.
It's all about seeing AI as an ally, not an enemy.
What other exciting roles are on the horizon?
Well, as AI becomes more integrated into our lives,
Huh.
we're going to need people who can manage and secure these increasingly complex data ecosystems.
Okay.
So think AI, cybersecurity specialist, protecting these systems from attacks, quantum computing analysts exploring the frontiers of computation, blockchain AI integrators working at the intersection of those two cutting-edge technologies.
Sounds like we're going to need a whole new generation of tech-savvy professionals.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's not just about technical skills, right?
Nope.
You need critical thinking, problem-solving, a strong ethical compass.
Absolutely. AI is only as good as the humans who build and govern it.
What other emerging fields are you seeing?
One that's super important is green AI and sustainability.
Okay, so using AI to fight climate change and create a more sustainable future?
Exactly. So we're talking about climate data modelers using AI to predict climate patterns,
Yeah.
renewable energy AI optimizers, maximizing the efficiency of solar and wind power professionals using AI to develop more sustainable agricultural practices and reduce our environmental impact.
So AI isn't just about robots and algorithms.
Right.
It's about using technology to create a better world.
Exactly. And there's some inspiring examples out there.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Google's DeepMind project.
I've heard of them.
They used AI to optimize their data centers' energy use.
Okay.
And they reduced their energy consumption by 40%.
Seriously?
Yeah, and saved $100 million annually.
That's incredible.
That's a great example of how AI can be a force for good.
It really is. Okay, so we've got robots building cars, algorithms analyzing data, AI handling customer service calls, AI helping us save the planet.
A lot to take in.
It is, but what about the fun stuff?
Fun stuff.
Are there any emerging jobs in the AI world that appeal to the more creative side?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
The sources point to a whole wave of opportunities in AR, VR, and synthetic media.
Wait, are we talking about those deep fakes I've been seeing online?
Well, deepfakes are part of it, but it's much broader than that.
Okay.
Think AR, VR experienced designers who create immersive digital worlds, AI film editors who enhance and streamline the editing process, synthetic media producers who are pushing the boundaries of storytelling with AI-generated content.
So AI isn't just automating creative tasks.
Yep.
It's actually expanding the possibilities of human creativity.
Exactly, and that's what makes this field so dynamic and exciting.
It's like a whole new world of creative expression.
It is, and it's constantly evolving.
Okay, so we've got robots building cars, algorithms analyzing data, AI handling customer service calls, AI creating art.
We've come a long way.
We have. It's a lot to take in, but I keep thinking back to all those people whose jobs are being impacted by these advancements.
And what about them?
Where do they fit in this new world of work?
That's the crucial question.
It is.
And it's one we'll be exploring in more depth the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, good, because I'm ready to get into the nitty-gritty of how we can actually prepare for all of this.
We'll be talking about strategies for workers' organizations and even governments.
I can't wait, but for now, I think it's time for a quick recap.
Okay.
We've seen that AI is disrupting specific job categories, especially those involving repetitive tasks and predictable processes.
Right. Those are the most vulnerable.
But we've also seen that AI is creating new opportunities,
Yeah.
often requiring a blend of technical expertise and those uniquely human skills.
It's a balancing act.
It is, so it's not simply a story of job losses.
Right.
It's a story of transformation and adaptation.
We're all going to have to learn to evolve alongside these technologies.
But the real question is, how do we prepare for this AI-driven future?
Yeah, how do we make sure we're not left behind?
That's exactly what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive.
We'll look at some actionable steps we can all take to navigate this new landscape.
Awesome. I'm ready to dive back in.
Me too. Stay tuned, everyone, for the next installment of our deep dive into AI and the future of work.
Welcome back, everyone. So in the last part, we talked about how AI is already shaking things up across different industries.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
We did. And it can feel a bit overwhelming, honestly.
It's understandable all this talk about AI and the future of work can definitely spark some anxiety.
For sure. So let's get practical here.
Okay, good idea.
What can we actually do to prepare for this AI-driven future?
Well, the sources we've been looking at have one main message.
Okay.
Lifelong learning is key.
So it's not enough to just get a degree and coast.
Not anymore. The skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow.
Wow. So we need to be constantly learning, evolving, adapting.
Exactly. The half-life of skills is shrinking, especially in those fields that AI is impacting.
So lifelong learning. Got it.
Got it.
But with so much changing so quickly, what skills should we actually be focusing on?
The sources point to both technical skills and the human-centric skills as being crucial.
Okay, so it's about finding the right balance.
Exactly. Understanding the technology, but also leveraging those human qualities that AI can't replicate.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
What are some of those key technical skills?
Well, data literacy is huge these days. You need to be able to understand, analyze, and interpret data.
Makes sense, since AI systems are all about data.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then you've got AI model fine-tuning,
Okay.
which is basically adjusting the parameters of an AI model to improve its performance.
So like tweaking the settings.
Yeah, kind of. And of course, cloud computing is everywhere now.
True.
So understanding how to work with cloud-based platforms is a must-have skill.
So basically, we need to understand how AI works and how to use it, even if we're not coding it ourselves.
Exactly. It's not just for the techies anymore. AI fluency is becoming essential for everyone.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture here.
Not good.
But what about those human-centric skills you mentioned?
Ah, yes. The things that make us human.
Give me some examples.
Creativity, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, complex problem solving, communication, ethical judgment.
Okay, so all the stuff that's hard to program into a machine.
Exactly. And as AI takes over more of those routine, repetitive tasks,
Yeah.
these human-centric skills become even more valuable.
So it's not about competing with AI.
Right.
It's about complementing it.
Exactly. Finding that synergy between human and artificial intelligence.
Okay, so we need to be lifelong learners, focus on both technical and human-centric skills.
Yep.
What else can we do to prepare for the future of work?
Well, the sources also talk about embracing hybrid roles.
Hybrid roles.
Yeah, so think about roles that blend your existing skills with AI tools and knowledge.
Okay, not sure I follow.
It's about combining your human capabilities with the power of AI
Okay.
to create new opportunities and make yourself even more valuable in the workplace.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. Imagine a nurse who's also trained to work with AI-powered diagnostic tools.
Okay.
They can leverage their clinical judgment and DI, the insights from AI, to make even better decisions about patient care.
I see, so they're not replaced by the AI.
Right, they're enhanced by it.
Got it.
Or think about a farmer who uses AI-driven systems for irrigation and crop monitoring.
Okay.
They become like an agri-tech expert.
So it's about adapting and building on what we already know.
Exactly, and the sources suggest this is going to be a trend across many industries
More and more hybrid roles.
as AI becomes more integrated into our work.
Okay, so we need to become lifelong learners, focus on those technical and human-centric skills, and embrace those hybrid roles.
You got it.
Any other advice?
Yes, don't be afraid to use AI as a productivity tool.
So like those AI-powered apps and platforms,
Exactly, they can help us work smarter, not harder.
like Grammarly for writers.
Yeah, or ChatGPT for research, or those design tools that automate repetitive tasks.
So AI is like a superpower.
It can be if you know how to wield it,
Okay, so we need to be strategic about how we use AI.
for sure.
What other insights do the sources offer for navigating this new landscape?
They also talk about transitioning to AI-resilient sectors.
AI resilience sector.
Yeah, these are industries that are less likely to be fully automated.
Because they require that human touch?
Exactly. Things like human interaction, empathy, creativity, complex decision-making.
So what are some examples?
Well, think about mental health counseling
Okay.
or elder care, AI policy law, renewable energy engineering.
So jobs that require human judgment, compassion, creativity.
Those are the ones that are less vulnerable to AI disruption.
Okay, that's good to know. But let's be real, not everyone can just switch careers that easily.
That's true, and that's why upskilling and reskilling programs are so important.
Right, we need to provide support for those who are displaced by automation.
Exactly, and help them transition to new roles and acquire in-demand skills.
We can't just leave people behind.
No one left behind.
Okay, so we need to learn new skills, leverage AI tools, and maybe even consider a career change.
That's a good summary.
Anything else we can do on an individual level?
Yeah, the sources also talk about advocating for ethical AI.
So making sure AI is used for good.
Exactly, joining worker alliances and professional organizations.
Okay.
Pushing for right-to-train laws, demanding transparency in AI deployment, advocating for regulations that ensure AI is used responsibly.
So basically making sure AI benefits all of us.
Yes, not just a select few. It's about making sure this technological revolution is equitable and inclusive.
I love that idea. It's about taking ownership of this transition
Exactly.
and making sure it leads to a better future for everyone.
That's the goal.
So we've talked about what individuals can do, but what about organizations and governments? What's their role in all of this?
They have a huge role to play.
They do.
They need to invest in their workforces, create supportive policies, and foster a culture of adaptation and innovation.
Okay, so let's start with organizations.
Okay.
What can they do to support their employees through this shift?
Well, one of the most important things is investing in reskilling and upskilling programs.
So like training workshops,
Yeah.
educational resources.
Exactly. Helping workers acquire the skills they need to thrive in this new world.
So it's about putting their money where their mouth is,
Yes, and it's not just about offering training.
right?
It's about creating a culture of lifelong learning where employees feel empowered to adapt and grow.
Okay, so investing in training is crucial, but what else can organizations do?
Another great idea is AI apprenticeship programs.
AI apprenticeship programs.
Yeah, pairing experienced employees who have AI expertise with those who are just starting out.
I like that.
It facilitates knowledge transfer mentorship.
It's like building a bridge between the old and the new.
Exactly, easing the transition and reducing anxiety.
And it could lead to some cool innovations too.
Absolutely, when people from different backgrounds come together to explore AI, You never know what might happen.
Okay, so invest in training, create apprenticeship programs. What else?
The sources also highlight the importance of adopting human-in-the-loop systems.
Human in the loop.
Yeah, it's basically designing AI systems that still involve human oversight and input.
Can you give an example?
Sure, an AI system might analyze tons of data and identify trends,
Yeah.
but a human expert would then review those findings and make the final call.
So it's not just letting the AI run wild.
Right, it's about recognizing that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it has its limitations.
So human in the loop systems are about finding that sweet spot.
Yeah, where humans and AI can work together effectively, each contributing their unique strengths.
And that has multiple benefits, right?
Definitely, it helps preserve jobs, ensures AI is used ethically,
Yeah.
and often leads to better outcomes.
Are there any examples of this human in the loop approach in action?
Yeah, IBM is a good example.
Okay.
They've implemented this hybrid workforce model that combines human expertise and AI capabilities, and they've seen a 45% increase in productivity.
Wow, that's impressive.
It really highlights the power of human-AI collaboration
It's not about humans versus machines.
No.
It's about finding the best ways for them to work together.
to achieve common goals.
Okay, so organizations have a lot on their plate: invest in training, create apprenticeship programs, adopt human-in-the-loop systems.
There's a lot.
It sounds like a big challenge to adapt to this new landscape.
It is a challenge, but it's one that organizations need to embrace if they want to thrive in the age of AI.
Adapt or die, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay, we've covered the role of organizations, but what about governments?
Governments have a crucial role too.
What can they do to support workers and make sure this transition to an AI-driven economy is fair?
Well, the sources highlight several key areas for government action.
Okay, lay it on me.
First, they need to fund AI public education programs.
So like AI literacy for everyone.
Exactly. Finland is a great example. They offer this free online course called Elements of AI
Oh, okay.
that's available to all citizens, and it's been super successful in increasing AI literacy and reducing anxiety.
I wish more countries would do that.
It's a great model. It's about empowering people with knowledge and understanding.
So they can make informed decisions about their futures.
Exactly.
Okay, so AI education is crucial. What
Yeah.
else?
They also need to create what the sources call AI transition safety nets.
AI transition safety nets.
Yeah, so think things like wage insurance or portable benefits for gig workers, financial support for those who lose their jobs, due to automation programs that help people transition to new careers.
So a safety net to catch people who might fall through the cracks.
Exactly, because this transition won't be easy for everyone.
Right.
We need to provide support for those who need it most.
Okay. Safety nets are important. Anything else?
Yes. The sources also emphasize regulating algorithmic accountability.
Algorithmic accountability.
It's basically making sure algorithms are used fairly and transparently.
So especially in things like hiring, lending criminal justice.
Exactly. We need to make sure AI systems aren't perpetuating existing biases or discriminating against certain groups.
So making sure AI is used ethically and responsibly.
Yes, not just for profit or efficiency.
Are there any examples of governments doing this well?
Yeah, the European Union is a good example. They're leading the way with their AI Act,
Okay.
which includes guidelines for ethical AI development and even fines for companies that violate these principles.
That's good to hear.
It's a step in the right direction.
Okay, so governments need to focus on AI education, create safety nets for displaced workers, and regulate algorithmic accountability.
It's a tall order.
It is, but essential work.
Absolutely. They have a crucial role to play in shaping this transition.
So we've talked about what individuals, organizations, and governments can do. Is there anyone else who needs to step up in this AI revolution?
The sources also point to a crucial role for educational institutions.
Right. They're the ones training the next generation of workers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they need to adapt their curricula to reflect the demands of this new AI-driven economy.
So less rote memorization and more of those critical thinking, problem-solving, creative skills.
Yes, and it's not just universities and colleges.
Right.
AI literacy needs to be integrated into K-12 education, too.
So we need to start preparing young people early on.
The earlier, the better, because this is a fundamental shift in the way we live and work.
Okay, so educational institutions need to update their curricula and prioritize AI literacy. Any other key takeaways from the sources?
Yeah, one thing that keeps coming up is collaboration.
Collaboration.
Yes, this isn't something any one entity can solve on their own.
So it's a team effort.
Exactly. Individuals, organizations, governments, educational institutions, we all need to work together, share knowledge and support each other.
We're all in this together.
We are, and we need to be open to new ideas, new ways of working, and new ways of thinking about the future.
So it's about coming together as a society to shape a future where AI benefits everyone.
That's the ultimate goal, and I think it's achievable if we're willing to put in the work, embrace change, and collaborate.
I'm feeling a bit more optimistic now. It sounds like there's a lot we can do to prepare.
There is. It's not about being afraid. It's about being proactive, informed, and adaptable.
And seeing this as an opportunity.
Yes, not just a challenge, but a chance to create a better future for everyone.
So we've got a roadmap for workers, a to-do list for organizations, a call to action for governments, a challenge for educational institutions, and a reminder that we're all in this together.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. So what's next on our deep dive?
Well, in the final segment, we'll step back and look at the long-term implications of this AI revolution. We'll explore those big-picture questions, the potential risks and rewards, the ethical considerations, the role of human purpose in a world where machines are getting smarter all the time.
That sounds fascinating.
It is stay tuned, everyone, for the final part of our deep dive into AI and the future of work.
Welcome back, Deep Divers. We've explored how AI is already changing the world of work, and we've talked about how we can all prepare for this AI-driven future.
Individuals, organizations, governments.
The whole shebang.
Yep.
But now I'm thinking bigger picture.
Okay.
Where is this all heading? What are the long-term implications of this whole AI revolution?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
And the sources we've been looking at offer some really interesting takes.
Okay.
Some optimistic, some a little more cautious.
So let's start with the optimists.
So,
What's the best case scenario here? What's the dream for AI and the future of work?
well, the optimists, they paint this picture of AI freeing us from all those soul-crushing tasks.
Okay, so no more data entry.
No more data entry, no more endless hours on the assembly line.
I'm liking this already.
Right. It's like AI takes over all the stuff we hate,
Yeah.
and then humans are free to focus on more creative, meaningful, fulfilling work.
Work that actually uses our brains and our hearts.
Exactly. The stuff AI can't replicate, at least not yet.
So more time for the stuff that makes us feel alive.
Exactly. And think about it. If AI takes over all those routine tasks,
Yeah.
productivity skyrockets.
Okay.
That leads to economic growth, maybe even a higher quality of life for everyone.
So we work less, earn more, and have more freedom to pursue our passions.
It's a pretty utopian vision.
It is. It almost sounds too good to be true.
Well, there's some potential downsides we need to consider, too.
Right, because no rose without thorns or something like that.
Exactly.
So what are some of the risks we need to be thinking about as AI gets more and more powerful?
One of the biggest concerns is income inequality.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if AI is creating all this wealth and boosting productivity, who's actually benefiting?
Right. It's not like robots are going to be demanding a raise.
So where does all that money go?
That's the problem. There's a risk that the benefits of AI could end up concentrated in the hands of a few.
Like the people who own the technology.
Yeah, the ones who control the data.
It's the ones with the skills to thrive in this new economy.
Exactly. And meanwhile, everyone else,
Yeah.
the people displaced by automation or who can't adapt, they get left behind.
So instead of this utopia, we end up with a world of AI billionaires and a whole underclass of people struggling to make ends meet.
It's a scary thought, and it's one that a lot of experts are worried about.
So how do we prevent that?
Well, the sources emphasize equitable access to AI technology, education, and training.
So everyone has a chance to participate in this new economy.
Exactly, and everyone has the opportunity to share in the benefits.
It's not just about developing AI, it's
Right.
about developing it responsibly.
And making sure it's used to benefit all of humanity.
Okay, so income inequality is one risk. What else should we be thinking about?
Well, another big one is algorithmic bias.
Yeah, we touched on this a little before.
We did, but it's worth digging a little deeper.
Okay, because even though we talk about AI as if it's this objective, neutral force,
Right.
it's still created by humans.
By humans with all our flaws and biases.
Exactly, and those biases can creep into the algorithms.
Absolutely. AI systems learn from the data they're fed.
Right.
And if that data reflects societal biases, like gender bias, racial bias, any kind of prejudice,
Yeah.
those biases get amplified in the AI's decisions.
So even if we have good intentions,
Right.
we could end up with AI systems that are discriminatory.
It's a real danger, and it's something we need to be very careful about.
So how do we address this algorithmic bias?
The sources offer a few suggestions.
Okay.
One is diversity in the teams developing AI.
Okay, so making sure those teams reflect the diversity of the people the AI will be serving.
Exactly. Another is rigorous testing.
So making sure the AI isn't biased before we unleash it on the world.
Right. And then ongoing monitoring and auditing.
To make sure the AI stays on track.
Exactly. It's a lot of work,
Hmm.
but it's crucial if we want to create AI systems that are truly fair and equitable.
Okay, so we've got income inequality and algorithmic bias on our list of worries. What else is keeping the AI experts up at night?
Well, there's also the question of human purpose and meaning.
Hmm. Okay, getting
Um,
philosophical now.
a little bit as AI gets more sophisticated and capable,
Yeah.
some experts are wondering what it means for us as humans.
Like if machines can do so much of what we used to do.
Exactly what's left for us. What gives our lives meaning?
That's a big question because for a lot of people, work is more than just a job.
It's a source of identity.
Yeah, community fulfillment.
And if AI takes that way,
Yeah.
we need to find meaning and purpose in other ways.
So it's not just about retraining for new jobs.
Right.
It's about rethinking our whole relationship with work.
And redefining what it means to live a meaningful life in this new world.
It's like AI is forcing us to confront some pretty big existential questions.
It is, but maybe that's not a bad thing.
Right. Maybe it's a chance to reevaluate our priorities.
And rediscover what truly matters.
So after all this, exploring all these different perspectives, what's the main takeaway?
I think one of the most important things to remember is this.
Okay.
If we see workers as costs, AI becomes a tool for layoffs.
Okay.
But if we see workers as partners, AI becomes a tool for liberation.
Wow, that's really powerful. So it's not about replacing humans, it's about empowering them.
Exactly. It's about using AI to augment our capabilities, not diminish them.
And that's a choice we make.
It is both individually and as a society.
Do we use AI to create a world where humans are free to pursue work that brings us joy and purpose?
A world where we can use technology to solve problems and create a more just and sustainable future.
I think that's a world worth fighting for.
Me too, and I think it's a world within our reach.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot more hopeful now.
Okay.
It's been quite a journey exploring all the facets of this AI revolution.
It has, but I think the most important message is that we have agency.
We have the power to shape this future.
Exactly, and it's up to all of us to make sure that AI is a force for good in the world.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into AI and the future of work.
It's been a great conversation.
It has. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the ideas that are shaping our world.
Until then, keep learning, keep adapting, and keep asking those big questions.